This was
Girl, why somebody was in my comments today on the video? It had nothing to do with Love and Marriage Huntsville. But y'all always saying Tisha jealous of Mel.
Lord have mercy.
oh my gosh. Damn.
How did we get here? We on a whole nother subject.
Girl, I was just like, they stay on your motherfucking brain, bitch.
Okay, come on, Candy. All right, y'all. So they dropped the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. What did we see? A continued conversation between Stormi and Mel. Now, Stormi says that she understands that Mel often disconnects, but she just thought it was weird because she never expected Mel to disconnect and distance from her, especially when they had no known issue. Stormi said that she expected more from Mel when it came down to that being her first reunion. And Mel said, oh, well, I didn't even know your door was next to mine, girl. I didn't know that. Oops. And then Mel says, she says that it's weird that Stormi did not or would not DM her if she wanted to actually have a conversation. Mel insinuates that Stormi is needy, and Mel lets her know that her circle at this moment is tight. She vaguely explains why it's tight and why that number may have changed a bit. And Mel says that someone secretly recorded her, and I hate that that's the narrative when everyone should know that that was a recorded phone call from the Shade Room. But, not a recorded phone call, but that was an interview with the Shade Room that's over on their YouTube channels. I don't even know what the recorded call.
Somewhere.
Yeah,
I did hear it before.
Hilarious.
What did you guys think about the interaction between Stormi and Mel?
Okay. You know what? This was a conversation where I couldn't 100% agree with Mel and I could not 100% agree with Stormi. Like, I saw where both of them was coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I felt some type of way because Mel didn't communicate what the issue was. Even though we all know there's like something underlying. Y'all may have not had beef. Y'all may have not had no argument. But it's the reason why you backed up off her, like, for sure. And I think it has more to do with just somebody tapping your phone. Like, come on. Now, Stormi, I'm also not an advocate for somebody playing stupid in my face. Like, you know good and well that she don't fuck with nobody who fuck with Martell like that. Mm-hmm. So for you to go and make these connections with the cast, I feel like Stormi having a relationship with Mel and kind of knowing before getting on the show that she was at odds with a majority of these people, you prioritize your ability to move around and make a bunch of friends and get along how you could over how you knew Mel would feel. So you knew that was going to be a problem. Mm-hmm. You just didn't want her to call it out. So she played dumb, and then was like, well, could it be a trust issue? I'm not for that. So I saw where both of them was coming from. Like, Stormi, girl, quit playing. But at the same time, Mel, you can't call something a boundary if you haven't communicated that that's a boundary for you.
I think with Mel, when you come on the show, baby, you're just a coworker for real. Like, I think she puts people in that category because I think what happens is she does get extremely stressed from the show. And she just needs a break from everybody. And I don't know. I guess Stormi thought it wouldn't be her because it was within her first season or something. But that's just what, I mean, whoever comes on the show next, even as Mel's friend, has to understand Mel not going to be talking to you like that. Like, it's just what it is. Like, she has to take a break, like fall back off everybody. But I do agree with you too, Necey. It's like, communicate that at the end of the day. If you saying we ain't got no issues, you ain't got no problem with me, just tell me like, hey, I'm going to be falling back, whatever. I don't think there's anything wrong with, letting people know that as well. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't even a fall back. It was a whole number change. So I do understand why Stormi, took that differently too. Like, because I ain't doing that to you. I'm reaching out to you and everything, and I'm not even getting no responses, and, but yeah.
So I think it's two things. Mm-hmm. For one, I am looking at Mel like, I know what you're doing. Like, I know what you're doing. If somebody move halfway fucking funny style after all of this shit that didn't happen, I ain't fucking with you like that no more. And in all honesty, I don't feel like I owe you an explanation. And if I don't want to talk to you, then I'm just not going to talk to you. And you could feel however you want to feel about it. And then when you try to confront me about it, I'm going to act like I don't know what the fuck you talking about, because you're not about to have a moment off of me with me really telling you how I really feel about you, because then it's going to be a moment. So I'm going to just play like I don't know what the fuck going on until I can't no more. So, because I feel like on some level, that's how Mel get back at people when she feel like they've done stuff to her, is to withdraw herself. It's what she does anyway, but she's gonna do it especially hard if she feel like you did some shit that made her look at you sideways. And I think we all knew that Stormi was doing shit that Mel was gonna look at sideways.
But see, that's the thing though. Everybody is using that as their lead up to Mel's point. But Mel has said in multiple interviews at that time
that it
she
wasn't
had
no issue.
Correct. All of the stuff
Right.
that people are listing happened after the fact. That's why for me, I can't understand fully like why you just ain't tell her. If you're saying even in interviews now, I ain't had no issue with Stormi at that time. Like, then just say that. Like, just tell her, like, yeah.
I think she did say that. She said, well, just because we didn't talk don't mean there isn't a problem. But I think when she was talking to Stormi, it seemed like she was trying to make the point that if you was really trying to talk to me, then you would have knew my number got changed. And if you was really trying to talk to me, then why you ain't say shit when you saying shit in my stories, in my DMs, especially if we've had conversations in both places.
That's what threw me off.
I do get that part.
What she was saying. Okay, from maybe I misunderstood, but to me it sounded like she was saying we have DM'd in the past, so you could have DM'd me and we could have kept talking. It didn't.
That's what she was saying.
Yeah,
it didn't sound like they were concurrently DMing and Stormi was acting like nothing was wrong.
Correct.
It sounded like they had no communication at all. So they
you're right, but I understand the point of she still could have like hit her in her DMs. So that's why I kind of get both sides, because it is like, I mean, you could have like slid.
Would you?
Kind of, like I'm telling y'all, I kind of do that.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know, because if I know you on some funny shit, I might sit back and just, I'm gonna chill. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna watch, because I ain't do shit to you. You know what I'm saying? But when I see you in person, like we could talk, like what's up? Like you good? You know what I'm saying? So I feel Stormi on that part, but it's crazy because I do kind of understand Mel too, though.
I understand where both of them coming
I'm about to say I understand them both, because I feel like, you know, and another thing that Stormi was saying is if you don't think I'm the one that recorded the conversation, why you ain't come out and say that shit? And Mel was like, well, you just gotta ignore people. And this is what I know y'all want Mel to keep it a buck. I know. I feel like it's very passive aggressive. Like I would definitely just say the shit me. But I get why Mel doesn't say things, because first of all, strategic. Second of all, anytime she says something, she the bad guy. So sometimes it's just best to not say anything at all out of sheer like get back at y'all. Okay, everybody gonna act like when I do say shit, it's the issue, so I'm just not gonna say nothing then. Fuck y'all. Like that's what I think she be doing, which is passive aggression. But Stormi, do y'all think Stormi recorded that conversation?
Hell no, that's an interview. So. That was an interview from the Shade Room.
Because
I remember watching that interview, and then next thing you know, I see it on the show where Destiny's playing it, and I'm like, why is she playing it like it's audio? Like she just can't pull up the interview and Martell can't watch it. I said that months ago. Like I don't even know why they created this narrative that it's a recorded call.
So I'm wondering why that's happening, unless it was a different interview. Because she had said that it was the same interview.
It was that interview.
Okay, because I feel like she had said that same shit like Stormi said over and over again. Like, so it could have been, you know, said in a different.
She said that to us a long time ago. The first time we interviewed her, she said that.
Yeah, like it wasn't. I don't think it was a big deal though. I think everybody was trying to get a reaction out of her about that charade shit. And she wasn't really trying to give nobody a reaction. I think Destiny was the one that brought that shit to the show on some messy shit.
That was messed up.
Oh, you know what I'm wondering though? Y'all, I'ma just keep it a buck. Now that I think about it, I really do think it was the Destiny thing. I think she don't want to say it, but I think it was the Destiny thing.
That's what I was thinking too, because that's the only thing that I can think of that happened before this whole situation. And remember, she also went to dinner with them when it came to reunion time, and then her and Destiny popped up like, oh, no. oh, we cool. So for me, if I was Mel, that would be enough for me to be like, because I felt like she was trying to get in where she fit in. It was such a turn off to me that she went out of her way
for Destiny.
to be
she
friends
did.
with somebody who dogged your ass multiple times. So I'm like, it's giving.
And she was in the wrong off rip too. Like, that's another thing. Destiny was the one that I felt like was primarily in the wrong, because she just asked you a question and you jumped off the porch and then you threw a chair at her. So just because they cut that out, you was able to make it seem like it was Stormi that's the ghetto one, but to me, the one that's throwing fucking furniture is the one we should be worrying about. Exactly. So for me, it just kind of felt like, I think Stormi responded to Destiny out of the anxiousness that she felt from the crowd, from social media reacting.
Yeah, for sure.
And I wish she wouldn't have done that. But I feel like if I was Mel looking at that situation, knowing how Destiny was moving at that time, I already told you me and this bitch not getting along. I told you me and Martell not getting along. And somehow every time I look on social media, you over there somewhere with somebody I didn't told you over here fucking over me. After being friends with everybody else and they continue to do that, I'm not doing that with nobody else.
Yeah, that's what.
But then where do you get in the middle if you have a friend that's telling you to get to know other people? Same thing happened with Destiny. Mel encouraged Destiny to get to know Tisha. So do you think it's a situation where they should read the room, or
it's not about getting to know him? I think it was the extra shit that she was doing.
Exactly. That's a character flaw to me. I think Mel truly meant it when it was like, I'm not gonna sit up here and talk shit about Destiny with you, like she was trying to talk shit at the beauty supply store. But I think it's a character flaw when you're going out of your way to try to be cool with everybody. That's a red flag to me. Like, I get it. You want to be cool, fine. But the fact that she dogged your ass out.
That's what I'll never get over.
She assaulted you with a chair. You go buy her a $1,000 bag. And the way you go around the room telling everybody, so we Gucci. I'm like, character. I can't fuck with you.
And then she said she lost the bag. That's another thing. I'm like, bitch, you spent
$1,000. She ain't lose that damn bag.
That's what she said, girl. But even though I don't think she lost it, she probably pawned it. But that's, you know, it just was too much to do. And also, I felt like as many sit downs as they had, that was another thing that bothered me. I was like, how many sit downs you gonna have with this bitch? And she gonna sit up there and play in your face? Like, it just was over and over again. And then when they was at Madani, she was being all nice to Destiny, but then when she started talking to Mel, she was talking bad about Destiny. And so it was like, so you trying to be cool with the bitch or you don't like the bitch, and then you meet up with her after the fact to try to make it even better with her, but you were still probably talking shit about her to Mel.
Wait, was she talking bad about her at the Madani? Or was she just, I thought she was just telling Mel about the thing. Okay.
She was being passive. She was saying something to Mel about the store or something, and Mel was telling her like,
she said she was the marketing queen or something.
I think she also made comments about how they didn't have a lot of product in there either.
It was something, and Mel was basically telling her like, don't let Destiny's energy get you down or something. Basically, like, ignore it. Y'all is what she told her.
I think that just wasn't a good look at all. Like, that just wasn't. And then it's like begging. But the gag for me was the reunion that I'll never be over. Not you saying that y'all are like getting real close and the girl tell you ditto. Bitch, what, girl? Absolutely not.
That was another moment. And then you could tell they was in cahoots. So that was another thing I didn't like. And Mel said that. Mel said everybody's getting together and having conversations off camera and bringing their conversations off camera to the show as if it's real. But no, y'all have discussed how y'all gonna be on the same accord before y'all get here.
Honestly, I don't know it, but I feel like that's also why we saw Stormi draw a little bit closer to everybody else on the cast, because as soon as she got the distancing from Mel, she probably had conversations with everybody else on the show about it. They probably like, oh, she did you just like she did us. She probably changed her number. She did this, she did it. So Stormi like, oh, no, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna go say something about it whenever the camera come back. And she addressed her on screen. So I'm sure they've had conversations trying to tell Stormi how Mel operates. I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, just watching the show will show you enough.
To
know how that, how she operates when it comes to that. I'm trying to see if there was anything else I was going to say about the Stormi and Mel situation. Oh, I did like that Stormi said people want them to fight, but she's not going to do that. And I was like, I love that, Stormi, but I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to look good if you say that and then we see that later.
They're going to end up arguing, I think.
Honestly, I think we already kind of seen that it's gonna go down that road based on just what we've been seeing thus far. Her mama, then the way Mel was talking about it during our interview with her, it definitely felt like, yeah, they straight. It ain't about to be that. We co-workers. That's it.
Damn. Thank you for the super sticker, Claudette. Appreciate you. Thank you. Kimmy.
It was the cuff it video. I'm sorry.
That's what I was
the cuff, but that didn't happen to December.
That was after. But it was when they went to dinner for the reunion. That's what I was.
Was that the dinner for reunion?
I think it was Destiny and they went to dinner
right
after filming.
Yes, they posted a picture of all of them together. Yes.
I remember the dinner, but I thought that happened later.
No, that was right after the reunion.
Yeah.
I remember
they were still in wherever they were filming the reunion. That's where they were. So they got all
at the table together. Yeah, I remember that.
I do remember that.
I still feel like during the reunion she was doing shit, and I feel like if you think about it, if y'all stopped taping in August and you didn't talk to Mel until October, is that really that long to not talk to somebody who you don't really talk to like that?
And that's what I was trying to get to. How often did y'all already talk? Because if y'all talked frequently and then it came to a halt, then okay, I get you. But if y'all weren't really talking like that,
it's not that long. It's the fact that the rest of the castmates tried to get her privy to how Mel operates. And I think that's why she anticipated that conversation.
She said she ain't talked to none of them neither last episode. So I thought that was funny too.
Yeah, she did. I believe they had conversations. For sure. Thank you again, Claudette, for the super sticker. Go ahead, Bondy.
Somebody said they not familiar with the Cuffy video. So in like December, outside of Black, Stormi was doing like the Cuffy video challenge with the Scots. Both of the Scots. You know, that's 4 people. Okay. And it had everybody kind of looking like, what the fuck going on over here? And then she popped up at the Sheree and Martell situation in December. So I mean,
New Year's.
But here's the thing too. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna have to say this part. If you and I, if we done had this conversation in November and you made it clear that I ain't got your new number, I'm not getting your number. I'm not required to not hang with whoever the hell I want to. You see what I'm saying? So if we've already had this conversation, but and then she didn't even tell her, you know, what was up. Like when if you had that issue, you should have said that to her in that moment. You didn't even tell her if that even was an issue. If anything, to me, you played in her face a bit. You didn't get the done. You could have DM'd me.
Yes,
like, people just be doing stuff, people doing stuff. That's why, I had to change my number, whatever. But now after the fact, now that it's understood how we moving, then cool. I was cool at first because I wasn't really forming. Like, I ain't have no true friendships with nobody or nothing. Now we don't talk. It's like, okay, well then shit. I ain't trying to be the outcast person of the show. Exactly. If I gotta come on the show and I gotta film with people,
I felt that way at the beginning. That's how I said she has to get to know people on the cast if she wants to be on the show. That's how I felt at the beginning.
Yeah.
And since the beginning, it's kind of seemed like maybe you really didn't like her from the beginning because the shit with Ariane, and I know she ain't
think they forcing that.
I think
they just know each other, right? It ain't.
I mean, people act like Huntsville is that big though.
No, exactly. But I also kind of feel like the way you approach Mel, you know what I'm saying? Kind of, and let's not forget, one of the main things that turned people off was the fact that she came off like a fan. Like, remember when she was first on the show and she was asking Mel, so what happened? Oh, so girl, I saw this online. What they was talking about, girl? And everybody was like, the fuck? Like, she coming off like a fan. So to me, a little
I know
bit.
somebody at the slumber party thing.
Yes.
I got you.
So it just, and one time when they was walking, I think like the first scene when they was walking on her property, her and Mel were walking and talking about something that happened on the show. And it seemed like she was asking questions like a fan of the show versus somebody that's friends with Mel and knows
that would make me think not more of a fan, but more of a camera time. That's what I see versus more of a fan. I see more of a let me ask these questions for camera time because the lady had already filmed at her house. So what fan do you really need to be if the woman asked you to use your house for filming? You know what I'm saying? When y'all already had a relationship established.
I mean, like, it felt like she was asking about something she saw on the show versus something she knew happened because they was cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
She was asking, it was like a show recap. I remember how when we first was introduced to her, it was given a little fan. It was.
She was asking about the reunion. Okay, somebody said she was asking about the reunion. But yeah, either way, like, I just kind of feel like I understand both sides because I do feel like Mel could stop being passive aggressive and just say what it is. Mm-hmm. But I also feel like that's just her way to like feel like I don't really have to, so I don't want to. And if people want to have an issue with that, that's fine. But I just kind of feel like at the end of the day, you kind of gave her reason to kind of like side eye you even at the reunion. Like starting at the reunion, I felt like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So, you know, if we back it up to the Destiny thing, that might have been another thing. And that might have been one thing too many by the time we got to the reunion show, girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kimmy.
Yeah. Lisa, thank you for the super chat. Every year this season starts off with Mel breaking up with a friend because she put the show and people on mute. First her and Tisha, then her and Destiny, and now her and Stormi. Please tell Todd to come up with new bullshiggity. Thank you so much for the super chat. Now I have to say, in Mel's defense, Tisha and Destiny were understood for me. It's the Stormi that doesn't make sense. Tisha threw up in this lady's face about her ex, like, but I can't say nothing about your marriage. No, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Then you talking about me next door, childish. The Stormi situation, that's where I'm still. We don't have that backstory. It's just like we came into the season and it's like y'all was just cool. What the hell happened? You know, so we're having to piece things together of what we think that it is. So
I mean,
it's a little
could it have been possible that I just didn't talk to you in the 2 months? And then I got to the reunion show thinking we was cool. And then I heard you say some things and some things rubbed me the wrong way. So then I stopped talking to you and I didn't give you my new number. Like, because I do feel like Mel could have said these things to her. Absolutely. But I'm wondering if there was ever a moment where they talked about it at all. It kind of seemed like, you know, I cut everybody off, you know, get to the reunion show. You did some shit during the reunion show that had me looking at you sideways. And then after that, we ain't talking no more because I felt like you was moving funny style.
Nah, I wouldn't think that happened.
Okay.
But I would think that she was just over the fucking show. Like, and now you're a part of the show. I want a break. Because here's the thing. Yeah. When they finish the season, because when Mel says she done talking to people, is really when they finish the season, right? So it's about 2 months before they actually film the reunion. So Mel probably didn't change her number yet, but her and Stormi weren't talking. So that's what I'm thinking. They could have possibly not been talking. And Stormi didn't think too much of it because she still had access to Mel, or so she thought. So now after the reunion film, you speaking to Mel like, oh yeah, we'll get up. And then after the reunion, you see that her number is completely changed. I think what it is Mel been over the season for a few months at that point. So I think that's what the leading cause of her wanting to like change her damn number.
I just kind of somebody said in the comments
the reunion was a lot.
Mel makes enemies by not keeping it a book. And I don't agree with that because I feel like how you gonna make an enemy just out of not saying shit? Like a person got to have some other shit about them to respond to that in a way to, you know what I'm saying? Because Kimmy don't get that bothered. The fuck? Speaking of.
And you know, I think Mel is still figuring her way out with this whole group of people. And in reality, I feel like in the beginning, Mel used to be very vocal. But now I think she keeps more things close to her vest because I feel like she knows that I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. If I say more, y'all gonna do this. If I say less, y'all still gonna do this. So I'd rather just go with saying less and y'all can do what y'all want to do with that because I don't care. So I think she's still just trying to figure out her way. And then like her trust isn't fully there with everybody either. Like it's just not. It was with Stormi, but I don't know what happened with that. We all confused, but that's just where she at with it. You know, so that's what it is. Real quick, Kimmy and Martell. So he expresses how he still wants his family back, which is so interesting because you're dating Sheree. What's going on with that? Kimmy says that they will always see Martell and Mel together because that's how it's always been. I understand, Kimmy, but it is giving let it go.
Yes.
Because it's not going to happen. And I think y'all just only gonna make Mel feel more and more uncomfortable with this man. So just let it go. How y'all feel about that? Martell, I mean, we know he wants his family back, but
I think Martell is trolling Mel in a really dangerous way. And it really irks me that the people on this cast or the people who were friends or the two of them ain't really taking it seriously. He moving like a true narcissist. Like, he got everybody else fooled, and anything he does to make himself look good ends up making people think that Mel is bitter or Mel looks bad. So it's just irritated me how they're, enabling him to continue to do the same shit he doing. Like, at least when it comes to Mel, respect that she's done. She's filming in the same place as him, but y'all need to stop trying to push this, go get your family back, because that's only going to encourage him to continue to be on the bullshit. And I feel like if it's one thing that a narcissist cannot stand is to be exposed or to be embarrassed. And if y'all continue to encourage him to go after her and she continues to reject him, like, that's going to make me nervous. Like, y'all need to stop.
Because he's going to keep responding. I think people forget it's more than cheating at this point. Like, he has an outside child. I feel like people forget that. He has an outside child. Mel has enough kids to take care of. I don't think that she's about to go back, marry you, and then got to look at this child that you had outside of her and like be reminded of that all the time. I don't know what they want.
I'm gonna say again what Necey said. Like, can we keep it a buck? How is somebody supposed to be nice to someone that tries to take custody of their kids from them? Like, I really want y'all to explain that part to me. Because I feel like this is egregious as fuck for him to be taking her to court. It is. It's crazy. You can't even afford to take care of those kids. And you had the audacity to take her to court to get custody of the kids because you can't control her. And everybody around is acting like he's not doing it. They all ignored it. And that's insane to me. And like Necey said, I feel like it could possibly get to a violent state, especially that shit that Lewis and Tiffany did, especially Lewis laughing and shit. I'm like, y'all really don't take these things seriously, and I don't understand why. Like, have y'all not seen enough of Martell acting a fucking fool in order for y'all to see that he's not just some, oh gosh, guys, gee willikers, just a sweet old guy that just lost his way. His peen slipped into a girl. He fell in love, but he still loved his wife. He just needs another chance.
His peen slipped and fell, bitch.
That's how they
I'm sure it was other stuff outside of that. Like, this was just what caused him to get a divorce. He has other narcissistic tendencies. I'm sure that she probably just didn't peep because they had been together since they were so young. So, can I pull up something real quick? So, what did I want to say? So, I wanted to start talking about other stuff, like as a roll-off of these reality shows on my podcast. I want to start. I'm trying to get people to come on who has had experiences with narcissists, because I'm trying to have a roll-off of, what Mel and Martell are experiencing. So if y'all or somebody y'all know who has been in a relationship with a narcissist and you want to speak about it anonymously, hit me up, please.
That's what's up. Thank you for the super chats, Claudette. And also, we haven't really been watching Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Thank you for the super chat. I kind of fell off like 3 episodes ago. I think the finale came on tonight, but I wasn't really into it. Fletcher decides to bring Martell in on the date that he's having with his wife, which is rude as hell, in my personal opinion. And basically, in this conversation, Martell lets Neil know that he and what's Miss Girl name, Sheree, are not exclusively dating. And then also says that he and Mel are not communicating, and they have the custody situation where he also says they have 20 babysitters. Okay, at least that's what he says Mel has. Now, once they have this conversation, Nell decided that she was going to take this conversation back to Mel, have a conversation with Mel about what Martell said. And that really bothered me because I felt like Nell was coming at Mel on some, it kind of felt like a get you together type thing.
It felt like a check.
Oh,
And
really?
I did not like
So?
that. Yes, absolutely. Like, first of
wow.
all, Mel has a mom. You getting close to her mother's age. If she needs any guidance, personally, in my opinion, she can go to her mama for that. Like, and then don't think you're gonna come and tell me anything, especially based on what this man has told you.
Is that
and thinking you finna come question me about any babysitters or anything going on in my household when you do not feed, look after, take care of, or do nothing when it comes to these kids? No, respect you, but respectfully, hell no. Don't come talk to me.
Do you think that she was trying to check her because she said y'all gonna be in each other's lives forever? It's about the kids. Like what part? Because I slipped
all of it. It was all of it. Just the fact that you felt you needed to have a sit down with Melody about some shit Martell told you. And you've known us long enough to know how he moves. Like, come on, don't do that. I didn't like that. And the whole conversation, I feel like Mel wasn't really wrong when she said, oh, no, we won't be in each other's lives. Like, I knew what she said right out the gate. Nell just wanted to have something to say. Ooh. Mel's talking about, we do not have to be in each other's lives in that way. You sat with this man. You heard this man say he wants his family back, meaning he wants me back in that type of way. So when I say that we don't have to be in each other's lives, duh, bitch, I got 4 kids. I'm highly aware that we're going to have to cross each other's paths. I get that. But I'm talking about relationship wise because you and I both know that that's what he wants. So I was like, oh hell no, I would have slick got Nell ass together. It wouldn't have been no, oh my God, yes, I didn't know my kids. Like, nah, bitch, get out my face. Now brought me here for this, and I'm gonna give it to her.
Mel, I heard it in Mel's voice when she was like, so it can't be y'all getting 3 babysitters that y'all both agreed to. She said, She said, yes. Okay. So I tried that. Okay. Nothing works. All right. Because Martell likes to push everybody away. And I think it's because it's not really about that. And we all know it's him wanting to know where she is and what she's doing so he can pop up on her.
And remind her. Remind her that it's better with us together. That's what he's doing. Because here's the thing. It's like how you talk about her babysitters, but the first person you bring up is her blood brother. Like, what are we talking about?
Yes,
what are we saying?
That too.
Yes,
she
that's crazy.
Her brother to babysit. I'm like, what is the big? Like, ideally, yes. If she was not dealing with a narcissist, you would be priority. So you intentionally trying to make her look crazy while not mentioning all the other shit you doing that's making her want to distance herself from you.
And Nell should already know what's up because of how long they've been friends, how much Martell and Mel have gone to them for guidance on their marriage. Yeah. Like, they know this.
When he kept talking about how the woman is satisfying me and Mel was throwing shit. Okay. Yeah.
So she knows.
I was like, child, Mel has changed.
I know, y'all right?
Acting like this lady don't have no reason for the reason why she is, because she used to be getting everybody together and y'all was calling her messy. So she stopped saying shit. Throwing shit at this nigga with a wig with some braids, bitch. You know how much of a thug you gotta be to wear a wig with braids?
I know, right?
Lord, they roasted Mel over them braids. I ain't see that wig ever again. You hear me?
Well, she ain't do that no more. Thank God.
Tisha and Kiki, they still into it over things that Kiki said about Tisha's marriage, and Tisha saying that Kiki won't accept accountability. And I'm like, but in order for her to do it, you need to do it too.
Yes.
So I'm a little confused on what the argument is about here.
I'm glad somebody said it, but can we talk about why Kiki don't look nothing like them pictures of her when she was a child? Not even.
Do you know I said the same thing in my? I said she done lived a hard life. Like, I know obviously she was on drugs, but it's some other stuff. She done lived a hard life.
That wasn't the same person.
Wait. This shit about to take me out of here. Not y'all talking about what's her name? Daenerys.
What it look like?
Daenerys. Bitch, I'm about to go away.
Oh, God. The white boys will be having them blonde braids.
My bad, Necey. Go ahead. That shit had me screaming.
I just got that now. That is a game of throw. I just got that now.
Oh, shit.
Khaleesi.
Yeah, Kiki done lived a hard life because why Tisha still look the same and you look different?
Tisha look good.
And it clicked to me in that moment, like, this makes so much sense. Y'all doing the same thing to each other. Both of them have that insecurity and competitiveness in them.
Yes.
So I feel like Kiki really
Thanks,
is.
parents.
Yes, it's due to the parents. I think that Kiki really is looking at Tisha like, man, this shit could have been mine. This should have been me. Meanwhile, Tisha knows that she made it to that point, and I feel like she is trying to keep Kiki away from that.
Yeah.
And not give Kiki access.
I think
So
that's
both
why
of them
Kiki don't like her now.
Yes.
And then gonna say that they didn't compete. That's not how they came up or whatever she said in that interview. Like, no, ma'am. No,
that's
ma'am.
all y'all did. Yeah.
Subconsciously, that's what y'all do.
Yeah.
Calling the kettle black.
Yes, they absolutely compete with one another. And I agree with you, especially when she was like, every time Kiki did something, Tisha was right behind her doing it too, down to going to the same college. So I definitely feel like they were doing you can do it, so I'm gonna do it better type of thing. And I do believe that when this show initially was about to happen, Kiki and her man was supposed to be on it, but Tisha told Mel and Martell about Kiki's drug problem. And from then on, she wasn't invited to be on the show because you know how Mel and them probably was. We don't want it to be that type of show. Because you know, if somebody got a drug problem, we trying to get everybody on a reality show, that shit gonna come out. So I absolutely think that Tisha and Marceau threw that shit out there so that Kiki wouldn't be the one to get on the show. I do believe there is some truth to Kiki's feelings, like Tisha sabotaged her chance. I do.
Yeah.
And I think that they're trying to give Kiki that chance, but I'm wondering if, just like your cousin, y'all don't have what it takes. Y'all don't, because y'all don't want to give anything up. Like Tisha has been through so much and still has not given anything up on this show.
No. One thing I will say is the way that Tisha ended that conversation was like, do you want me to reveal what I know about your marriage? How would you feel about that? I'm done with you and your cousin. Like, I can't take another season of y'all halfway acting like y'all gonna spill tea on each other, and y'all really not. I don't care at this point, and I especially don't care about what Kiki's husband did to her. To me, Kiki was brought on this show to reveal what it is we've been trying to figure out about you and your husband. And if Kiki don't do that for me, like, I don't need Kiki on the show personally.
Now Tisha did say in her interview with Carlos that Kiki has always wanted to be on television. This was something she wanted really bad, so she was glad that she got it. And it cost her family, I suppose. As I don't think they gonna make amends on the next episode. I think it's gonna be whatever it is it's gonna be. Tisha says she's not willing to bring her back into her circle, which is so interesting to me, right? Tisha says that she doesn't feel like she can bring Kiki back into her circle because the trust is gone or she don't trust her. But then you did what you did to Mel them seasons ago, but you still wanted to try and come and be in her life in some capacity, like y'all was going to be cool or whatever. And when Mel pretty much said she didn't trust you, then she became labeled as the mean girl.
And then what you did to your cousin. And still expected your cousin to come on the show and advocate for you.
Yikes.
And she did at first, thinking that you was going to get her on the show, and you didn't. Y'all remember she brought Kiki on the show to defend her to Kimmy when Kimmy was honest on the reunion show about them talking about Mel behind Mel's back.
She did. It was like, you shouldn't talk about your sister-in-law like that.
And that's why Kimmy couldn't wait to take that tea back to Tisha about what Kiki said at the slumber party, because they had already had that moment. And it's like, girl, how you gonna sit up there and try to check me on camera when you doing the same thing right now just so you can get on this reality show? Girl, I feel like their whole family gives Snake. Down to Wanda, baby.
It's giving the town too small. You ain't got nobody to compete with but each other. And why all y'all look the exact same?
Oh yeah, because that's what I was saying. Why the fuck Kiki and Tisha look just alike as grown women, but in them pictures standing next to each other, they're not even the same skin tone. Like that didn't make no sense.
Oh yeah, no,
that's what had me shook. The skin tone completely changed too.
the nose, the skin tone. The only thing that looked similar was the eyes.
Mm.
And their cousin Courtney looked just like Tisha.
Tisha, she do.
I'm like, what is in the water?
Okay.
Or in the DNA? Shit, strong as fuck.
Strong as hell. Okay. Anything else about Love and Marriage outside of Miss Wanda trying to sue somebody, child?
They said that Kiki was shoplifting, girl.
Oh, I did hear that, but I don't know. Like they put up the images, and it kind of looked like her, but it looked like it could be somebody else too. So
it did. That's why I ain't really talk on it, because I was like, I don't know if that's that lady or not. That just could be a family member, because y'all know, the neighborhood.
Clearly,
smart.
they all look alike, right?
Okay.
Clearly, they all look alike.
It could be the neighbor. No, for real.
For real.
Shit, even a brother look like that. It's so strong.
It's strong as hell. All right, that's all we got on Loving. Girl, I was gonna say Love and Hip Hop Huntsville. Why do I want to call it that? Jesus. Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're good.
We're good.